Is there a specific, so for lease options, is it smart to target the lease options like around major universities, or do you find like since it's students, I would think like a student looking for housing would also be looking in those areas. So like, is it not smart to go around those areas or?
Well, what's smart in those areas is to get it uh, under contract for and with a lease option with the homeowner, and then to sandwich it, to stay in the middle and rent it out to a bunch of college kids
Okay.
and make a ton of money. That's
But now
really
with how do you keep it sandwiched? Because now it's not always going to be those same kid. Hopefully you get like a kid going in freshman year that you know that's going to be there for 4 years.
yeah. How do
But
you
if
know?
not,
How do you know what?
how do you know? Like, so let's say we're going near a major university. I get one that looks like it would fit a sandwich lease
Yeah.
option. Like their mortgage payment is less than what the rent is. Maybe I can make $200, $300 more to take that I can get every month.
Yeah.
But now, how do you market that to the person that would want to hold it, or the students that would want to hold it for, like 2, 3 years,
Yeah.
or 24 to 36 months? Where now I'm gonna buy it at the end because
Yeah.
that's
That's what I
okay.
recommend. Yeah. I recommend you keep this one for your portfolio. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you wouldn't do a lease option with the buyer, with the tenant buyer. You wouldn't have a tenant buyer. You just have tenants. And then, you'd have a nice rental property. You'd be making a pretty good monthly spread. And then you know, you'd have a nice rental property that you could keep doing this with. Yeah. Once set it up for knowing this going in, set it up for 5 years. Yeah. I'll lease option this for 5 years. At the end of 5 years, I'll pay it off. That gives you 5 years to figure out where to get the cash.
So you know what? Okay, so that's
maybe,
actually pretty.
maybe
That's
after maybe after 12 months, you convert it to true seller finance. You get the deed, and then you just refinance in another 12 months. It's not that complicated. It's just kind of plan going in. But those areas are great for portfolio houses, man. That's
you know
that's
what
my point.
you just. I kind of just you just by saying that you just opened my eyes or something. I came across 2 or 3 leads that it's a duplex
Yeah,
and it's offered below market value. So it
yeah,
needs a little bit of work,
yeah,
but I could call them because it fell off of the it failed listings.
yeah,
So maybe I can call this guy and try to see if he's open to a sandwich lease option, and then
yeah,
I can just find it's a duplex, so I could find
yeah,
2 people, and as long as it covers his mortgage, I can make like $100, $200 between both of those guys. Maybe I can do and keep that for my portfolio. So
yeah,
that's actually another good point.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And that was kind of what your end goal was anyways, right? It was to build a
Yes.
portfolio.
Yes.
No better time to start that than now, right? If the
Okay.
opportunities are presenting themselves and it makes sense monetarily, you can do this with, minimal risks. Why not? If you feel like it's a good move, go for it.
Now, when you do the sandwich lease option, now the house looks like it's going to need some work. So just lock it up get it under contract with the
Yeah.
homeowner. But now,
Yeah.
obviously, I have to do a little bit of work to get it like cosmetic, like
Yeah.
paint and get it going
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah. Depends on what it needs.
Hmm.
But if it's more than you can conquer, then you might not do the deal or do it differently. If it's something that you think you can do in your spare time, or maybe hire somebody cheaply to do, that's cool too. But what I've also done is I've also found a tenant that I've just been like, hey, listen, the normal rent for this place is like $13.50 a month, and I'm willing to give you the first 6 months at $8.50, which is crazy. But here's the deal: I need you to, you're kind of a handyman, and you're willing to come in here and paint and get everything kind of back up to par for me. Excellent, let's do it. I've worked deals with guys like that. You just wheel and deal, whatever you got to do.
Okay.
But
No, that actually works because I have about
yeah,
4 or 5 leads where it's a duplex.
yeah,
And so it's off, like I said, offer below market value. So maybe I could swing something like that with a
yeah,
sandwich option.
yeah, yeah. Just think it through. Be creative. It's that's the beauty of it, and that's why it's called creative real estate, because you really do have to be creative and think about, you know, how you could do this. How is this going to deal? How's this deal going to be made? And one of the 48 laws of power, Robert Greene, right? Have you ever read that book?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, one of them is to never fail to plan all the way to the end.
Okay.
All right, so you know, plan with the end in mind, and when you're thinking through these things, and if you're going to bring them into your portfolio, be for sure that you think all the way to the end, and think about what worst case scenarios could be,
Okay.
and really dream up some crazy stuff, because worst case scenarios do happen sometimes. What happens if it burns down? What happens if the guy boards himself in there and it becomes a hostage situation?
Mhm.
Shit like that's happened, man. You know, I mean, think worst case scenario, and can my family and my finances survive? Okay.
Okay.
And if the answer is no, then don't do it.
Well,
But
you know what? I actually
yeah,
have business credit also saved, so I think I could use that I haven't touched for a while.
yeah,
It's just sitting there with 0% finance, so I actually can use that to do some of the work too.
yeah,
So I think
yeah.
I could swing that. I'm gonna really take
Well,
a look at those two.
I'm not trying to say it's scary or anything, and yes, part of being in this business is taking risks, but they are calculated risks, man. That's all I'm saying. Think through the end. But yeah,
Got it.
if you got a safety net and you got some, you know, some stuff like that going on, and you feel comfortable,
Mhm.
okay, that's the big thing. If it makes sense, the math,
Mhm.
go for it.
Okay. All right. That was really the only questions I had. I can't really think of anything else, but I do have the two follow-ups that I have to call after our call, and besides that, that's
Yeah,
really all I got right now.
awesome, dude. Awesome. You want to be on my calendar again in 2 weeks, or
Yeah, 2 weeks is
okay?
fine.
Okay, cool. I'll talk to you then, man.
All right, Justin. Thank you. Sorry, my son's like crying in the
Oh
background.
no, I didn't even know. I mean, I heard him, but it didn't even register, man. Hey,
Okay.
I love kids and all. That's great, man. He wasn't loud or nothing. So,
All right.
y'all have a great week, man. You
Thanks,
mind if
Justin.
I share bits and pieces of this session? Some of it was pretty good, man.
Absolutely.
You know, are they going to promote you to detective or something sometime soon? Because damn, I mean, you are a thinking son of a gun,
You know,
and you really do put the pieces together using the details. And I mean, I
it,
wouldn't want to be a criminal around your ass.
you know what? It's actually I am I'm a supervisor, so I'm waiting to get promoted to lieutenant spot.
Yeah,
But so it's promotional test here, but it's kind of like I can't take credit for it because it's kind of like you kind of say like little. It's like you'll talk or I'll watch a video or a Saturday Zoom conversation,
yeah,
like and I'll be paying attention, listening to it, taking notes, and then I look over the notes again, and just little bits and pieces. They kind of come together and form like what the
yeah,
least option, like the duplex.
yeah,
I looked at it, I was like, well, who's gonna take a duplex? Like, who's gonna own a like
right,
lease option that? It's not gonna
right.
work. How am I gonna?
Yeah,
And you said like one or two
yeah,
things. It's like that could really turn into a better deal for
yeah,
you if you were to put it together and build your portfolio.
yeah,
So it's just being
definitely.
around other people and hearing other people's
Yeah,
things, like the things you say, Rick, and
I love it.
everybody else. It opens your mind to the other
Yeah,
possibilities.
yeah, I love it, man. That's the beauty of it all. Hey, you have a great rest of your day, dude. Thank you,
Thanks. You
sir.
too, Justin. I'll be in
Well,
touch on the group chat.
okay, we'll see you in the VIP.
Okay. Take
All
care.
right, bye bye.
Bye bye.